The Iron Princes have finally begun to converge for their conference on the future of Freeburg, Logan Seeger, and Eisenrid Lodge. Under threat of violence from the Relaskia, the Iron Princes have been escorted across the city to the Draken's Tooth, the former headquarters of the Wachtturm. Margot Struben, the woman orchestrating the coup on the Iron Princes, has mysteriously learned the location of the conference. Her preparations were interrupted by Rosa Nix, Eric Seeger, and Ettore Mondavi as they traveled through the sewers to get to the Draken's Tooth. The brave Spider Otto carried word to Honorine that the Tooth was in danger, and an evacuation.
We close in on a very urgent Len and Folk Fischler who are heading out at the last possible hour to get to their meeting. Len is, I believe he had described himself as that he was going to be scouting ahead using his animal form. And Falk is traveling without guards and with, in right up to the very last moment, talking to the cat he's like getting into a bag to take with him. As Katharina is like, no, you're taking me. There's going through all of these measures, and I can possibly do something to help protect you, and not going to lose my. And then she gets to the door, and she kind of like meow in a very irritated tone. She knows she's not supposed to be talking beyond the door. Um, so. Really quickly, we are going to be switching back over to the main map because I want to show um, where they're starting at, and let Len describe to me the course that they're going to be taking to the south, because they're starting at his actual home in the Dragon Nest, which is up here. Oh wait, I didn't switch everybody over yet. So I think we've described their places like right about here. And the destination that they're getting to is all the way down in Finerheart in the Dragon's Nest down here.
All right, well, on the map just suddenly cut in half for me. Let me try and reload
It did that for everyone.
Oh.
You're like, you're up here, but you don't get to see where up here is anymore. But
Yeah.
of course by memory, and I'm
We moved the map around.
Oh, that has been happening a bunch. They must have changed something in Dirty 20 because all these things were part of the map layer and I could not touch them if I wanted to. So,
in Roll20.
Yeah, in Roll20, sorry. Is
we're
now locked in place.
probably going to take the bridge between Drachennest and Der Spielplatz.
Okay.
Then follow somewhat along the river down to the bridge. We're going all the way down to probably the bridge over De Roth between Der Spielenplatz and Finerhearth.
Okay. So you're taking this bridge down here for cutting across?
Yeah, we're trying to not cross too many bridges, and crossing Steinholt, we'd have to cross at Steinholt and then cross again over to Finerheart, and otherwise we're trying to stay mobile. Bridges can be traps.
So you get over this first bridge just fine. The only, holdup is Falk, who is seamless at presenting himself as a peasant because he was in fact one for most of his life. So like when it comes to like he does not need to like make rolls to pass as a peasant because like commoner is his actual like associated skill over noble. Does that make sense? Noble is a learned thing. So when he just gets to like pretend to be a normal person again, he's doing fine, other than that he's a normal person who's kind of wrestling with a cat. That's kind of not the strangest thing.
Stay in the bag.
What I would like from Len is I want his hunter skill and his wits, along with his keen senses. You can use whatever bonuses you get. I assume you're using your owl form in the daytime again.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's
I'm
a
not going to
little
give you
easier
any
to.
like keen senses from the owl form because it's daytime, but you are going to get like the perspective of being airborne and being able to spot threats and
Okay,
movement and
so
stuff.
You're a daytime
wits.
owl.
Yeah, I'm one of those day owls, you know.
He just needs to
Uh,
like find and make friends with a pigeon. Like,
Clearly.
can I borrow
no,
your spirit
never a
skin?
pigeon.
Or a duck.
Maybe a duck.
A duck.
Go for a goose.
23.
Okay. So the northern area of Der Spielplatz, you can tell is clear. That they haven't posted anybody there. It's not, you're not sure if there are people, there are always people sort of like loitering on the bridges, enjoying the waterways and stuff like that. It's a little bit less so because all the bridges are still locked down and being searched and stuff like that. But because of the lockdowns and the crowds that are gathered on them, it's particularly hard to tell like if somebody belongs to Rulaskia or not. You can't tell anything on this northern bridge, but on the southern, but they have a clear path all the way there to the southern bridge. But it's when you get to that northern bridge, um, you're going to hear a few things. One is you can hear to the southern bridge the sound of a gunshot, and you're also going to get just a little bit later. Um,
So
um,
this bridge up here, the upper one that goes into Steinholt, that's where we heard the gunshot.
no, it's
Oh,
you heard the gunshot from all the way down here on the southern one.
oh, okay. Well,
But I would like you to make a wits and keen senses as you're passing near that northern bridge.
all right. $25.
Okay. So as you are flying, you see something moving under the water with a speed and size that is surprising. Um, Most of the fish, like you've flown over the Rothstrom and Roth many times, and so you're used to the size of the fish that travel through it and stuff like that. You see something that is much larger, but moving at fish-like speeds that swims under that bridge.
All right. Can I flutter down and take a peek? Like, how far is the bridge above the water?
The bridge is distant enough that you could land on it and get a closer look. Um, it is moving rapidly enough that it is going to be like out of sight, heading northwards. In a matter of turns. Like you'll actually have to keep flying to keep pace with it if you're trying to like tell where it's going. But it would mean leaving your people like basically without
Yeah,
their animal escort.
can't do it. I don't like this, but can't do it.
Okay. You
I'm
can still flutter closer and I will give you another look to try to like gather more. I'm actually going to give you your hunter skill with this as well, along with your keen senses. Um,
okay. 29.
okay. Um, so if you were not even yeah, no, if you were a master of your Imperium, you're able to take on the boons of animals without actually transforming. Does that make sense?
Mm.
And it looks almost like that to you as you see somebody swimming through the water because they're swimming like an otter swims, kind of like moving their whole body and their waist and stuff like that. But they're doing it like far faster than a human can, and you see it like heading northwards and then turning to the east.
I'll note the position, but then I've got to get my iron print and possibly deposed queen of the freaking Usura, Gaius, whatever you want to call it, to the meeting. So
Okay.
otter person, just that's just one more freaking thing. Also, we never did talk about that whole Herald of Doom background, but we should probably do that after this.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. Um, so the um, the the trip downwards, you're running a little bit later than everybody else. You can see that there's already been some sort of like major mishap that has occurred on the bridge. The guards have locked that southern bridge down, and they don't seem to be interested in letting anybody across. So there's the options are to go back to the northern bridge and take two bridges, or to try to find a boat to quickly get across, or see if you know if Fischler is willing to swim.
No, there's a fourth option. And this one, and that one's going to be, it's going to land a little ahead of Fischler and them, find a dark corner, an owl, and we're going to go talk to the guards.
Okay. The guards over over at that bridge.
Yes.
Okay. Um, Go ahead. You can see that like there's like blood on the ground, and you can see that there are like a couple of like very alarmed guards that are in the area. It looks like one of what you would actually, I don't think you would recognize Heelgren's guards necessarily because you haven't been to any of his stuff. Um, but there are a trio of guards that clearly belong to an Iron Prince that are still there, along with another man. Um, that other man, I'm going to bring up his picture right now. Maybe. He's unique looking.
Yeah.
He has been physically scalped, and like as much of the scalp has like regrown. Like that's a thing that like not a lot of people survive. He's also missing an arm.
Well,
Um, but he seems to have given like de facto charge of the guards that are in the area of like not all of the guards, but like the Heelgren guards. Um, and he has a very, very strong Vestan accent, and he's busy like he's like interrogating them as and not just his own guards, not the ones that he has authority over, but the ones that are guarding the bridge on both sides. Like, what did they look like? Which direction did they go? And they're like, she jumped off the bridge, and all we saw that she was a she. She had on a green cloak.
oh, that's also ominous. I know of one other green cloak that blew up and turned into a meat jigsaw. Bringing that one back. That Len's all right. Then gonna just go right up to them. Len Costin of the Freeburg Council. I am escorting uh, Iron Prince Fischler. We were trying to do this under the radar, but obviously undercover. But obviously that's kind of already exploded. We need to get across for the meeting.
And as you say exploded, there's like a distant kind of shake across the city, and you see something on the bone bridge is like in fire and thunder.
Of course it did. Why wouldn't it happen right when Len said something? Herald of Doom.
That's my way of saying yes. We're going to get you that background.
Oh, right. He wasn't here for that. Oh, shit.
So,
Nope.
So the guards kind of like was that the Drakenwing? And another one. And you see the Vestan, his features are kind of like snapped up at the mention of like I'm escorting Falk Fischler, and he kind of like take me to where they are meeting. I am in the employ of Stefan Heelgrund, and I will bring reinforcements.
Oh, I can't remember. Is Hilgrind Joffrey?
Yes.
Oh, fuck buckets. I really fucking hate this guy. But right now we're just gonna have to deal with it. He's like, all right, this way, come on. If you want to bring a couple men now, let's do that. But if they twitch funny towards the prince, I will end you all.
Yeah, and towards one of the guards, he's like, "Get the reinforcements," and he gestures for him. And and you see that there are reinforcements that were like at the bridge, ready to go, and are kind of following up quickly. Fischler comes forward, to what I'm saying, and the man is discreet enough that as like all of like the hubbub is going by, he just sort of like walks past and through and is across the bridge before anybody has picked out that he was Fischler.
Yep. And he's good like that. I respect that about him. And then we're going together, and I'm not re-owling right now. We're just going to have to hoof it and hope for the best because we've got explosions, dead guards. I'm not getting in the water with whatever the fuck was down there. Definitely not getting into the water with an Iron Prince with whatever was down there. So we're just taking the Lamborghinis.
Yeah, and you can see Katharina, her head is like out of the little bag, and you can tell, like, you read cat body language better than almost anybody because you can speak cat. And she is like on edge between the explosions and the gunshot. She's like worried about her brother and doing her best to like not instinctively draw upon her sorcery. Does that make sense? And not make more of a scene. But like as you're getting there, like Zucker arrives and he kind of like bows his head. He says, "It seems things have gone a little bit awry. Come in, get a drink."
I would as well, possibly after I get my charge there and we successfully have this and nobody else blows up. The bridge blew up. Well, at least there was an explosion on the bridge. I don't think you could dent that thing with an entire
Inside,
battery.
please, Master Len.
Everybody in. Come on, let's go. He gets everybody in, and then
yeah. And you see.
Is this before or after the auto incident?
This is before the auto incident,
okay.
Moments before it.
Okay.
So we're going to recap that in just a moment.
Okay.
And so now we're going to switch over to Arthur and back in time to actually a full week ago. When, like minutes after one Logan Seeger had been knocked out by throwing his head against Arthur's very well-knuckled fist.
I didn't have to headbutt my hand like that.
And he has like the coldest thing that you could find in his ice box pressed to his forehead. And he like, oh, that was like Kip all over again.
Yeah, well, every journey begins with a single step.
Wish this was my first step. I attended a military academy.
No, I meant your first step with me. Things are going to get a lot worse from here on out.
He kind of nods, and he to his credit, he actually like kind of stands and like rubs at his head and like looks ready to go again. Do you know what I mean? This 3 days that's going to be like a training montage, and like the actual days with like the pugilism and the fighting and stuff like that, they're frequently broken up. And because there's like limits to stamina, there's time needed to heal, there's let's avoid a concussion and not getting hit in the head anymore. Many practical reasons to like take breaks.
Absolutely.
What he lacks in training, he definitely has in a certain amount of like willpower and resolve that's come through like his experiences and having been tortured, and like he's mostly injury free from that as far as like long-term conditions, like stress-wise and psychological pain, definitely not. And you have time kind of while getting food and drink and stuff like that to kind of look through all of the books that he's been working on with Trog. I don't know actually if that's something that Arthur would do or not, but it's what's there is his place is pretty much filled with like work on a magnus opus of Trog's philosophies.
I think to a degree there is going to definitely be him absorbing some of it, because whether or not he wants to read it or not, to break up the monotony of healing and waiting for this bruise to mend a bit more, I'm imagining Logan would have read a few of them out loud or just talked about it to him.
So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to make give me 3 rolls. They're going to be wits plus scholar if you have that knack.
Nope, I've got spy.
Not appropriate in this case.
I'm aware.
Hey, sometimes I can be persuaded into stuff, and sometimes it's like, not so much.
Like, I've got spy and spy master. The best thing that would be for that is to get people to tell me things without them really understanding that they're telling me things. But I'm not trying that. I'm just rolling 2 dice and keeping 2.
I am going to give you 1 free raise because there's going to be something that your experience with the spy master is actually going to give you some benefit to. Does that make sense?
Does the raise affect the amount of dice I roll or the amount of dice?
It just gives you a +5 to the final result.
Oh, fantastic. I get 20.
Okay, so you're making 3 of these. They're over the course of the 3 days. Right?
Okay. So the first one is 20. The second one is 18. I'm doing surprisingly well at this. And the third one is 13.
Okay.
I got worse.
So it's a total of about 51 over the course of those 3 days. And it like so it takes you about 3 days to put together like an understanding of the philosophy, because at first what you're trying to do is sort of understand like the underpinning of Trog's philosophy. And what you're realizing as you're going through the notes and you're starting to dig into things is that Trog doesn't have a coherent philosophy. What he has is nihilism, and not even as like an intelligently, it's just sort of what he's done with the city is essentially comes from a paralysis of not knowing what is right. He was once an extremely religious man who lost his faith and became utterly like ungrounded. Does that make sense? And began to like slowly drink himself to death. If he hadn't thrown himself off of the tower, he would have drunk to death. You can tell that in the course of like the transcription of some of the writings. Does that make sense? He was a
Yeah.
man unmoored from his purpose and never found one again. But the other thing that you find in it is that Logan Seeger is, through his questions, through his sort of relentless belief that there's a truth underpinning all of it, is actually making something that is of value out of it. Does that make sense? And the reason I gave you the bonus for the Spy Master thing is because, like, you have seen powers behind the throne. Does that make sense? People who are sort of like doing everything and accomplishing things through subtle manipulation. Logan is almost the opposite of that. What he is he's somebody who has no idea how to manipulate people, but he was pushing Trog into a deeper like understanding of his own philosophy and a deeper sort of like movement towards something, because he is at his core a relentless idealist. And he simply refused to believe that this man he cared so much for was just lost and broken. And in a way was sort of like getting through to Trog by being annoying and unendingly persistent in his questions. It is
I
the
think that,
strangest love letter you've ever read.
and I think Arthur is definitely going to share some of that thought process behind it. Not the fact that Trog was a broken man that would have died regardless of what anything happened. That's something he's going to keep to himself. Just a little nice little pocketed away somewhere where
Yeah,
Logan doesn't have to deal with that uncomfortable truth. But definitely something that you're definitely kind of instilling the idea that your relentless persistence that this man was a good man made him a good man.
um,
And that belief is something that I believe will not only transfer to your who you are now, but as to who you will become as an Iron Prince.
says, if I become one.
Well, I feel like the odds for that aren't terrible. And
Um,
you've got some advocates that will definitely want to be on your side. And among those, I highly feel that a ranting, angry, uh, I sorry, I've now it's been long enough. Innismore man might be one of your happiest advocates. Just saying, I don't. Frankly, Logan, I don't really like people, and especially don't like people in power. You are someone I stand quite a lot and want to see your vision essentially come to light. Not Trog's, but yours.
the thing I've been wrestling with over the last few days is if I do have the position, what would I do with it? What change would I bring to Freeburg? Because I think there's something enormously powerful in the freedom that he granted to the people. I think there's something enormously powerful in giving everyone the authority to chart their own destiny.
I believe that should be something that's very good for your princedom. But not only that, you need to fulfill it with the ideology that good people deserve good things to happen to them. And
He
to
shakes his
work
head. He
towards that a
says,
bit.
"I
And just, it's hard to believe now. I understand.
it's a dangerous course, because if good things should happen to good people, then bad things should happen to bad people. And
And we can
the
institute
reality
that
is
we would
that
make sure that that would happen. You have the power to make some of these changes the way that you want to. You have the potential to have the power to have these things. You don't have it right now. You might soon, is the point, and you'll have me pushing you to get it. But really, I think it comes down to the fact that you need to understand that there is both a good side and a bad side to people, and if you can encourage the good and believe in the good, that will be more likely and more prevalent to come out.
I think I can see that. I can see, part of me knows that I very much chose to see the best parts of Trog and not look at the darkest.
And if you understand enough that there is the darkness, not but the trick here for you, Logan, will be not to turn a blind eye to it. It'll be to look at it and look to see, is there anything salvageable, or do we move on?
I like to think there's something salvageable in everyone.
And that's what you're going to have to be trying to push forward. But I'm going to tell you a very unfortunate truth, Logan, and that is that not everyone is salvageable. We may try and we may do our best, but
Perhaps
we
then
want. But
I should
really,
state
you
that
just need
everyone
some
is
people.
worth salvaging.
That's the better
They
way.
have to make the choice to do so themselves.
There we go. You got it, buddy. And he gives him a nice big clap on the shoulder.
He says, "Do you know what the tradition of a ruck is?"
I am unfortunately a little less familiar with what a ruck is, what it's supposed to do, and a lot of the things in your own kingdom, the way that many others will be much more familiar with them.
It says in Kip, we were assigned a ruck. Ruck means back. It says, but it is a fast friend, someone who will look out for you on a battlefield and who will look out for you in life. He says the idea is that they are meant to be a friend who would never betray you.
I don't think you can put that into an immediate acquaintance, but I believe if someone is willing to, if you see someone that you're willing to believe to be that, go for it.
I'm asking you to be mine.
That is terrifying.
He smiles. He says, "You have a view of the world that I don't. And I think at your core, you're an honorable man who would never betray such a bond." It says, "I know I struggle with things like fighting and doing the right thing in this world, but I would like to know if this thing does come to pass that I have someone who will tell me the truth and that I can count on to have my back."
Logan, I'll always tell you the truth. There may be some truths that I will shy away from you a bit more. But I will tell you the truth and I will be honest about it. And for the worst part of it is that you won't always like it. But I will be honest with you.
I've spent a lot of years looking for a father, I think. I think Trog was my last attempt at it. And now I think maybe instead I should look for a brother.
I'm incredibly touched. And I will do my best to stand by you. The thing is, I need you to also understand that you can't just look for other people. You have to look for yourself, to understand yourself. And you have to be willing, and this is the most difficult part, to feckin' believe in yourself.
Well, if I stop, you should remind me.
Well, then don't believe in yourself. Believe in the people that believe in you. And just go, well, I can't let them down. That's a terrible idea.
He puts a hand on Arthur's shoulder. He says, "I would honor to call you my rock, Arthur."
I'd be honored to be such a thing. Still a little confused as what the thing is, but still, I'm happy to be it.
And he just like...
I'm terrified at the same time.
He embraces Arthur, like as Arthur's still talking. So I think we should do the punching to the face again.
All right, that's going to be a nice gesture. I appreciate the gesture. I honor the gesture. But you're about to get punched in the face a few more times, so get ready for it.
Yeah. So over the course of 3 days, he's actually going to get 2 dots of pugilism and 2 dots of footwork from his 0 that he had before. So he's taking it extremely seriously. And we're going to cut now to the map where he has actually been staying in Steinhalt. I'm focusing kind of on the where, as this is like the city hall area that's near to the actual tower itself. So you have one of the shortest trips of all of those to go. And you have the Spy Master Knack and Spy, two complementary skills. I'm going to give you the benefit of both raises when you make the roll to like navigate him through to avoid danger.
What would you like me to roll for that then?
It's going to be wits and criminal or what was the other choice?
It's oh god, it's enforcer, isn't it?
Um, you've got all three at 3, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't, but I'm just
um,
and I have commoner chef. That doesn't help with anything
that does
here,
not
but
help
that's
in
still
this particular one, but um, but go ahead and roll your wits plus one of those and add a 10 to the roll.
okay. That's 27.
Okay, so two things is um, I'm going to get you kind of straight across the bridge. There is, as you're heading towards one of the bridges, you actually see kind of like chaos happening. You see somebody like literally dropping a small explosive off the side of it, and like water going up in the air, and a like boat turning, and um,
This really has the feeling to me of the I don't know what's going on here. I've skipped all the cutscenes. All I know is I must kill.
but so it's like kind of the perfect opportunity for Logan and Arthur to just run by, or you can kind of make a point of making sure that the person who threw the explosives like isn't going to throw another one.
It's going to be one of those really fast. You don't even see it coming.
Actually, I'm going to give you Dromedai and enact your rash, because the rash thing to do is to take out the person who did it, just because.
That's what I'm doing. I'm just running past and giving a nice clock in the jaw.
Yeah.
It was a drive-by fruity.
I think this would be Cora technically.
I'm not requiring a roll in this. This is
just
not a
thematically
person.
it works.
Yeah, it's just sort of, thunk, thunk. I'm giving you a drama for the rash, but it also means that you guys have to hurry because you sort of outed yourself. So
I'm hurrying anyways. I'm running, but it's one of those. It's just quick clock to the jaw. Guy gets a little dizzy, falls off the bridge.
Yeah, and you're
that's
kind
one of those.
You're at the edge of it, but
looking
you're
for?
at a distance as you see like Fawn or Posen and Runa like climbing out of a different part of it. But it's far enough distant, and you don't want to like call out to each other to draw attention, because there are obviously probably going to be other people in the crowd that are looking and stuff like that. So, um, um, and Logan is like panting and keeping up, and I haven't run this much since Kip. Yes.
Look, I give you a piggyback, but that's a kind of a weird thing to be doing to an Iron Prince. So let's not do that.
And you get outside of the door, and you see Zucker, the butler, who's kind of been ever present whenever you've gone to the hall to speak with Wilma and stuff like that. He's kind of gesturing everybody inside. You're the last to arrive. The and there are different reactions to Logan. Looks like he's been through quite a bit of body transformation in the last week. But he does like pause in the doorway. And you know why. Like, his father's supposed to be here. That's gonna be the first time he's seen him since he got the letter. And he's just kind of taking a moment to steel himself.
Logan, I know this is a difficult thing, and I know this is going to be an emotional thing, but we don't really have time.
We don't.
So steer yourself very fast, or I'm going to pull you in by your collar.
He takes the moment, and back straight, head high, heads in. The and kind of scans the room, and you can see he's looking for Eric Seeger and doesn't see him. And at that moment, there's like a squeal from the bar area, and Honorine kind of like, messing with her dresses. And like a spider hops over into like Runa's hand, and she tucks it away out of sight. We're retconning and just saying undercloak or under wet clothes, I guess.
And
So
then that was about when Honorine was also like, we gotta go, and put like everything behind into it.
yeah, you see her drum up every bit of her like authority as a noblewoman and practice presentation, stuff like that. Like, we need to evacuate. And everybody seems to respond and begins to move. Like, they're all heading for different exits out the doors. And the part of the message was that there was an attack happening under the Draken's Tooth at this very moment.
Is there a way down to the Draken's Tooth from up here?
There are ways down to the sewers around from all directions. If somebody wanted to actually go into the Dragon's Tooth and go down, that is an option as well, but you would presumably be in the place they're trying to evacuate.
So who's here? Like, actually here? Is everybody here with their iron prints?
Except Rosa and Seeger.
Ask him where Rosa is.
Yeah.
Otto,
She's looking
Rosa?
at Runa, who has Otto, in theory.
Oh, yeah, she'll do that. I was like, Runa can just check on her. I don't know how everyone feels about sorcery, so just ask the spoder.
Okay,
so what?
And she doesn't say it like
to memory.
super.
To memory, is Rosa with Eric Seeger?
Yes.
Fantastic. This will be up to you then. Do you want? We'll decide where to go after we get this information.
I assume he says she's in the sewers.
Or leads them, maybe.
So make your speak roll real quick. It's target number 20 for oh wait, no, because you can't talk to the spider. I assume you're talking to
You're so right. I don't know why I thought I could.
There's no room for that.
Maybe he
also,
can just talk to everyone. I don't know.
Runa, however, from you, I would like a wits and scholar roll.
From Runa?
Or no, not scholar. I will actually take your mastery rating within Lairdom as a skill check.
So am I adding that to unkept?
That is your unkept die. You're keeping your actual wits.
Yes.
This is a knowledge check rather than a magic check.
8.
Okay.
I'm not. The wits isn't high.
Yeah, that was just an unfortunate roll. Okay.
I think Len and Otto would be pretty good pals at this point.
Yeah, it's more that he's not from Usera, so it's a little difficult to make out his accent. For you, it sounds like he speaks an incredibly strong Italian accent as a spider, so you have to, parse together what he's saying.
I'm pretty sure I speak Fadachi at this point.
Yeah, but it's like the characteristically over accented. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
okay.
he sounds to you like he's saying everything like a Mario brother.
Let's go. Well, all right. That's what we're gonna try and figure out. If Otto can tell us where Rosa is, and that's where Len's going.
Honorine is going to basically, as soon as she recovers from her squealy girl attack, she's going to turn back to where Otto ran to Runa and just be like, Otto, where is she?
Yeah, and he just takes both of his feelers and he points down.
All right, well,
what?
Down we go.
We had determined where everybody was going to be entering from, but now we are cutting. For now, actually,
Sarah, you're muted. Like your mouth is moving, and you're muted. Okay.
She's
just checking.
Overreacting behind the scenes.
What's that?
Can I ask
You're rolling to recognize what had been done to Odell. the Vestan that was traveling with Len.
Okay.
Other than having a
Actually,
scalp ripped
here's the
off?
thing. It is a rare enough punishment and severe enough that I'm actually just going to give it to you. I shouldn't have made you roll in the first place. The punishment of having your right arm removed and the scalping cuts you off from Scaregin magic forever. This is a former Scaregin.
Oh. Shit.
It
so
is
glad
like
to have both of my arms.
it is well. The thing is that just losing your arm wouldn't necessarily make you not a Scaregin anymore. This is a specific ritual that is done to people who've done something extremely bad. So,
It's
however,
the flowing locks that give you your magic. That's why I can no longer do magic.
all right. However, thank you, everyone, and welcome to the Shadow of the Wachtturm. Our producer tonight is one of the moderators of Dirty 20 Gaming, the delightful and compassionate Gloriosa. Our lore master for the series is the beautiful and benevolent Syndra. Before we get started, I want to give a content warning. While the spirit of 7th Sea is swashbuckling adventure and shadowy intrigue, the story will deal with mature themes, including death, loss, suicide, and grief. Eisen, our setting, is recovering from a 30-year civil war over religious differences. It may get dark sometimes, and there's no shame in bowing out if it's not a place your head can go at the moment. So, without further ado, I'm going to have our savvy swashbucklers introduce themselves. Let's please do this fairly fast because we have a lot of combat to get through tonight. So,
Starting with
Arthur, because last one went. So.
Hello, I'm the Scarlet Adventurer. Today you see me playing Arthur Wolf. Otherwise on Tuesday you'll see me playing Red Death, and on Thursday you will find me playing Warren Lang. Yes, otherwise I'm working with the wonderful Tango Productions to bring you stuff eventually, and I'm going to quickly hand it off to Rosa because that's the way we do it. Yeah, like you said, fast.
Okay, sure. Hi, my name is I play Rosa tonight. My name is Sarah. You can find me as Sans on the Discord. I am here. It's gonna be like 4 nights a week soon-ish. We'll see. I am here today as Rosa Nix. Somehow I ended up in the sewers. I still don't understand why that is. On Tuesday, I'm in our Cyberpunk Red game as Magic Broken Heart of the team, Silverlock. And on Thursday, I am the DM for the City of Mist game, Deviant Paradox, and I'm working with the Scar Adventurer on stuff and things that'll come out eventually. Because being creative takes time. Hopping over to Honoring, because I'm just going through Zoom.
Hi all, my name is Gloriosa. I am over on our Discord and I'm here 2.5 nights a week, kinda. I produce on Thursdays, I produce on other days soon, and then I'm also honoring here. Your friendly neighborhood Spider Woman, noble woman thing. Let's go ahead and go over to Worry.
Hi, I'm Rory. I'm here this wonderful Sunday night playing Hans Ulrich with these wonderful people. You can catch me on. Oh, sorry, did I steal someone's spot?
No,
you missed that.
You didn't say it. Keep going. It's fine.
It's fine. Super fast. Disregard. You can find other stuff I've made on SoundCloud. More stuff coming soon, and you can find me here both with these wonderful people sometime soon and on my own Twitch channel eventually.
You have to say it again.
All right. I'm playing our wonderful, slightly possessed, never skips leg day soldier boy, Hans Ulrich. Tossing the hot potato over to Gav.
That's me. Hi, I am Bison_Stonefist. Tonight I'm playing Gav the Grim. Tuesday I run the Cyberpunk Red campaign, Carnage Heights. Thursday I play Garrett Sakes, the punk, on Deviant Paradox, and on Saturday I play Captain Calvin Scooter Hobbs on Starsworn. And on to Runa.
Hi, I'm Ruth. You found me. I'm here today as Runa, on Tuesdays as Exit, and Thursdays as Nora. Otherwise, I can sometimes be found in the Discord. And I'm gonna pass it over to Len.
Fat Kyle, Menace, only game, sometimes on Discord. Game time.
All right, and I am your GM Ciosa. And before we go any further, we have somebody in the audience, so we're going to say happy birthday to on three. So 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Fox!
Birthday, Fox.
Happy birthday, Fox!
Happy birthday, now you're 1 year older.
President.
Happy old birthday, now you're 1 year older. Happy birthday, you've not accomplished much, but you didn't die this year. I guess that's good enough. Yay.
Okay. All right. So let us get to the battle map. So one thing I should say, I do not normally use maps when I'm doing this kind of stuff. So there might come a point where we just chuck the map. I'm usually a theater of the mind person, but there's enough happening, enough complexity. I thought it'd be a good idea to just kind of have something visual that people can see.
Fair enough.
So the first so there's going to be the possibility to join in the round after this first one. So what I would like is, Rosa, I would like you to make your panache roll for your actions. And while you're doing that, so let me describe, like and Gav, you're also going to make your panache roll for your actions. So we are in the sewers that surround the Draken's Tooth. The area that people can see, what Rosa can see, is absolutely fetid water that carries all of the waste and filth of Finer Hearth, an area that is overflowing with people. And what you can see, that bridge there that Ettore has crossed, is an extremely rickety structure that looks like it's been kind of ad hoc put together as an emergency crossing way. It is partially rope, partially wood. There are no supports that go into the water, so it just sort of sways. Seeger is on one side. He's recently been shot from somebody who is out in the darkness, that by virtue of the challenge that was issued, you believe to be Margot Struben. Gav is up to the north, and he has been coming to this area by way of the sewers because it was the faster one, only to realize that the sewers is in fact where they're choosing to launch their attack from. He's arrived just in time to see there's a boat there, that stepping off of it is the person that he has suplexed by way of an introduction, who is a member of the Relaskier, who there were like 6 people with him that are clearly under his command, that had just finished moving a barrel off of the boat and onto the water, or onto the bridge that he's on. These bridges, this area has there are actually holes under this bridge that allow for the water to go from one side to the other. This is the clean side, and it's kept scrupulously separated from like the fetid side. This water all comes from the river itself. And is used to kind of propel and push all of the sewage that goes through on the other side. So the clean water will go to the dirty side, but not back, is how the filtration system is set up. Does that make sense? A few things he knows about the sewers. The tentacle monsters do not like clean water.
So unfortunately for this guy, he might be taking a swim.
So he had just suplexed him. The man looks like a veteran soldier, like just somebody who's been there and been through it. He's got the scars to prove it. And the others that are with him look a lot more inexperienced, like might be here for ideological reasons, might be here because they're getting paid for it. But they're certainly not like kind of the hardened and dangerous members of the group. Does that make sense? He's also been able to tell that off in the direction of the east, there's a lot of other voices. And there's the same kind of rickety bridge that leads off to the west, but he knows that the Draken's Tooth is actually to the south of him. And same, Rosa knows that the Draken's Tooth is to the north and west. So, actions. You go on. You have 2 actions on 4 and 1 on 5. So let me.
I was hoping for a bigger spread, but I guess when it's my turn, this guy's gonna wish it wasn't.
What are your actions on?
4, 4, and 4.
Okay. Um, let me do
Is lower better or higher?
1, then 2, then 3, then 4. So
Okay.
getting all ones is the best because you can delay your actions
Yeah.
and you can hold on to them. So um,
I'm sorry, my brain just shut down. Who's rolling what?
It's just me
Um,
and Rosa right now.
Oh, okay. I just
You guys haven't made it down yet.
okay. He's gonna have 1 action on 1. And Margot has an action on 4. That'll be the same time as Rosa's, but she's gonna have the opportunity. She's gonna act twice on 4, and it's like out in the distance. In the meantime, Ettore is busily dueling somebody. Somebody that is. They have a Panzerhand, like a regular steel one, and a broadsword, and Ettore is locked into a duel with them. And Seeger is on this side. He's recently been shot. He has a bullet wound in his back. Um, Rune is asking if there's water on the bridges. Well, the wooden woods are, yeah, there will be like droplets of it and stuff like that, but not in the sense of everything down here is moist, but it's not like puddle deep to act as like a current to transfer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Please don't shock me.
Okay. So for the action on 1, Gav, what is your target number to be hit?
It's 5 plus defense, right?
Yep. 5 plus defense times
So
5.
yeah. That is 20. Oh, he just hit me.
Okay. Yeah.
I
So
get a free raise if I'm parrying. Or is that just for active
that's for
defense?
an active defense.
Okay.
And so we're going to roll his he has a heavy weapon, so that's 6k2. So
Wow. I don't
okay.
know what happened there, but I'm sorry.
I don't know what that was either, but
How did
okay.
you roll
So
that?
I don't know what Honoree did to make that happen.
I clicked something that said wound check. I was like, oh, what does this do?
Oh,
And
okay. It's probably just rolling your brawn automatically.
Sure.
Okay. So Gav is going to take 18 flesh wounds.
Okay. And so it's my resolve plus resolve's 3, and I get an extra 1k1. I need to beat 18.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I soak it.
Okay.
Are we all just trying to keep a stiff upper lip?
I clicked something by accident. Now everyone's clicking it.
We're all trying to keep a stiff upper lip. Okay, so that is the actions that are on 1. Now for Gav is going to have his 3 actions on 4.
Okay. First thing Gav is going to do is he is going to grab this guy.
Okay. So it's just your attack and wrestling roll?
Yeah, finesse plus grapple. Got multiple tabs up. Okay, and I get a free raise. So 6. Just want to make sure if raises do anything. Not for this. Okay, so All right. Keep those. So that's a 28 before I roll the 2 10s. 29, 36 to hit.
Okay, that's gonna hit. You didn't call any raises, so
A raise doesn't actually do anything with a grapple.
Yeah, it's
because the
fair.
grapple is just like the first step of what I get to do next.
Okay, so go ahead and give me so you now have 2 more actions that you can do squeezes on him with, and then on his actions, when he tries to break free, you can also do damage.
Yeah. So,
or you can, throw him somewhere if you want.
I'm going to break one of his sword arms. I'm going to break his right arm.
You don't get to call that as an action. You can do damage, you know what I'm saying? But like the actual disabling to that degree is a function of how many dramatic wounds he takes. Does that make
Okay,
sense?
because it's the break knack in wrestling. Using this knack, you can cause injury to an opponent's arm or leg. First, you must successfully grapple to a target, then declare which limb you are attempting to injure and make a break roll. So then the TN is increased by 10.
Okay. So you have to beat his normal target number to be hit then at that point, right?
Yeah, I have to beat his target number plus 10. I get a free raise. And then it's an automatic dramatic wound.
Okay. Yeah, if you beat his by 10, you can do an automatic dramatic wound. He already has one. So he has a parry knack of 4, which I know wouldn't normally, but like since the way I've been running defense,
Yeah.
he's getting the benefit. If he had something that was wrestling specific, he would have a more appropriate.
So to try to break, he does that. Okay. Now it doesn't say. It's on page 61, by the way, of the
It's
book.
his footwork of 3, so it will actually be a target number of 20. So for you to do the break is going to be a target number of 30. You'll get your full wrestling skill plus your finesse to do the attack.
Okay. And then I get, pretty sure I get a bonus here because it's a free raise involving grapple.
Yeah.
So 6. So it's going to be, yeah.
The free raise is just a +5 at the end. So you'll need to hit a 25 to do this.
Okay. That is it's 24.
Doesn't do it.
Nope.
So no damage done. He's
damage
just,
done.
he seems to barely remember some of the grappling training he has just in the nick of time.
Yeah. Haven't.
Squirm, doesn't care to be losing the use of one arm.
Yeah,
go ahead and
I'm gonna try again. I get a second go.
Okay, so you're gonna do that again over trying to like throw him into the water or anything because it's your last action of the round.
Actually, you know what? I do like that idea more.
Okay, you promised to make him swim, so I didn't know.
Yeah, I promised I would make him swim. So
Gav was just locked in, like I have to harm him now.
Yeah, it's like, oh, breaking arm was not the.
Oh, you lift, you work out, good for you.
Didn't break the arm, so he's now using the arm as leverage to throw him in. Okay, is it still finesse and wrestling?
Yeah, this is just going to be his basic target number of 20 though.
Okay. Yeah. So that goes down to 15 because of the free raise. So I'm going to raise once to get an extra die for the damage, the throw.
Okay.
Why did that one have to get hit? I had a 10 and then it got booped. Oh, that sucks. Because that's only a friggin' 13.
So you're going to lose the grapple, he's going to be a little bit of a distance because I think it's a reasonable thing to see that if you fail to throw, you're losing your grip on them.
Yeah.
His squad is kind of like starting to move to reinforce him, and he on his action turns and tells them, "No, get across the water," and has a sword out and is giving Gav a much like wearier distance at this point. So his first action is going to be the giving them an order.
I shouldn't have thrown him. Fuck.
It's okay. Oh wait, he doesn't have any more actions until 6. So it's actually actions on 4, which Rose has 2, and Margot has 1.
So is Rosa going
That's
first?
that's Rosa. Yep. Rose, what are you up to?
I'm thinking.
You're
muted.
still muted.
Yeah.
You-
I was literally saying, I was like, oh, and I'm muted. Rose is trying to figure out what she can do. Because she doesn't know if Seeker's okay with sorcery, so she doesn't want to give him luck. She's not built for combat.
So bear in mind you can hold actions for defenses as well.
Okay, yeah. I'll
So
hold
if you're
for defenses for the moment because Rosa knows she's not meant for combat. Is she going to probably ask Len or somebody to teach her some stuff? Probably after this, but
Yeah, I think this is the second one she's been in. I forgot to do one roll for Seeger himself. So
After hearing you say Rose is not built for combat, my brain went, look, Arthur's built for 3 things: drinking heavily, cooking gourmet food, and kicking ass. And he's all out of food and drink.
okay, so Seeger has an action on 3 that he is holding for defense. If she's at his side at 4 and kind of like, what do I do? Is that about accurate that she's sort of...
yeah, she's definitely like, she's standing so that she can watch his back and doing like, she knows that's the best she can do at this point is watch for.
Okay. So the 3 action that he has held, he's giving up, and he is handing her a loaded pistol. He says, I'm going to cross that bridge, and you're going to cover for me.
All right, signore.
And just real quick, I'm going to have a roll for him. Of course, he's got all sorts of strategy stuff, but he's not particularly great at incitation. So he doesn't do the speech part well. Okay. 27. So he does like clap her once on the shoulder with his Draconizing hand, and gives her a very cheeky smile. It says, I've been in much worse odds than this.
All right.
Okay, so he doesn't have any actions available to him when Margot is going to take action on her 6. She has a held action on 4 that she's reserving for defense, but her action on 6 she's going to use to take another shot at Seeger.
Yeah.
So no sooner does she have the gun than she hears another like shot ring out.
Does it hit this person she's supposed to be protecting?
Does not.
Okay.
He just kind of instinctively throws himself to the side a little bit, and the bullet goes by him. And he just kind of like points with his broadsword and in the direction that he heard it coming from. But for her, it would be a completely blind shot. Yeah, it's still up to you if she would like to take it, but
She doesn't want to shoot the prince.
okay. All right. So he has another action on 7. At that point, he is going to cross the bridge. These wooden bridges take 2 actions to cross successfully. So he's going to get to there.
Okay.
At that point, so then we get to 8, right? Okay. You can hear the sound of footsteps running from where the shots had come from before. That gets us to 8. So you're still holding your action this entire time, right?
Once he crosses, I'll fire. Because I was given a gun and I just been told I should shoot it, but
so is she shooting it where she heard the footsteps, or is she shooting it where she last heard the shot coming from?
Last heard the shot.
Okay. You don't have to roll. You hear the shot ring out and Seeger looks back a little bit, but okay. So actions on 6. I skipped these, but these are the Gav's fight on the other side, and since they're not really interfering with each other. Okay, so we have, what is Gav's target number to be hit again?
20. And he gets a free raise if he's active. Fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's just for active. Okay.
I keep forgetting.
Okay, so that's a miss. And a miss. I think. No, that's not a miss. Okay. He didn't call any raises though, so okay, so 17 more flesh wounds.
And I have to add that to the 18 I'm currently got.
Yep.
All right, so resolve plus 1K1. That's a dramatic wound.
Okay. All right. So that brings us to the end of the round. Uh the with the last action from this particular minion, they are running this way. By the way, everybody that's in the hood, they're like a minion that is not like a specific character that I haven't given like a background and a story to and stuff like that. That doesn't mean they're not dangerous. These are dangerous members of the Burlesque Gear. Sometimes they have like support brute squads with them. So he's running that way, and Ettore is giving chase. After the shot, Seeger is going to toss like a bag of powder and bullets back towards Rosa as his last action for the round. She has no firearm skill, right?
None.
Okay, so figuring out how to reload a pistol will take her 30 actions. Or sorry, 25 for a pistol.
Yeah, it might just be run.
He is better off wielding the bag as a club.
So she has a very short club in hand.
Hey, that's 0K1.
Okay. So now everybody who is off, you get to decide the round that you would like to join combat, like the turn that you want to join combat. You can all find your way down immediately. Or if I gave Hans an option if he wants to delay that he can get additional brute squads, but it's up to you whether you think that's worthwhile or not.
What did you say the increment on that was again? Was that per
It's
turn
a
or
full
per
turn.
round?
A full turn.
Okay. A full combat cycle.
Yes.
If you
For
can,
a brute squad. But he's
Could you
going to get
send
one
Zucker?
for free.
Okay, get one for free and then a second. Okay.
Len's
Something to
right up in this
ponder.
immediately. Rosa is in danger.
Okay. So which side did Len come in from?
I said southeast, so probably the side Rosa's in.
Okay. Good little boyfriend instincts there.
Yeah.
Okay.
My power is maximum.
I have a feeling that both Runa and Posen are going directly in.
Okay. Let me add the art for Falk, because Falk is going with you.
I should be used to him not listening to me when I'm like, you should not be involved in
Does
combat.
he still have Little Miss Meow?
He still
Yeah,
has
that was my question.
Cat
He still has Kathrinia, yes.
No, it's
Cat-Thrinia.
Cat-Thrinia when she's a cat.
Okay. So,
Can Honorine, like, who has the bag? Who has the Kathrinia bag?
Well,
Falk does.
Can she, like, grab it from him in passing and be like, I will hold this?
Well, if Honorine is going down, Kathrinia is happy to go with Honorine, but if Honorine is not planning on entering the combat, Kathrinia is following her brother.
Okay.
Neither of them listened.
Is Honorine not planning on going into the fight?
She's gonna go down. I don't know if she'll actually fully go into the fight, though. Like, she's gonna scope it out, but...
Okay. Okay. So that is where Len is entering. Runa is entering with Posen, I believe.
Yes. From Northwest, I believe.
Northwest.
I don't know where that's from, but
Yep, no, that's fine. That's actually going to make things interesting.
am I bringing Posen directly where Miss Terrorist is?
You're bringing Posen somewhere.
Cool.
All right, and let me get and we have an hour left, so this combat may well go into another session because I don't think even an extra hour is necessarily going to resolve it because it's big and complex. If it looks like it's going really one-sided, I might just narrate the rest of it though.
I have a small question. When you have the moment.
Sure thing.
Just knowing because I'm with Logan and knowing which way. Does he know which direction would lead him quickest to his father?
It would probably odds are either the southwest or southeast.
Yeah, he's going with Logan. He's letting Logan make that decision. That's the
okay. Roll 1d2 for me.
Call it heads or tails?
Heads.
Tails.
Okay, so you're actually going to go in on the same side as where Len is. So
it landed weirdly, but it's tails.
So it's down here. I'm going to move you guys a little bit. So Arthur's coming in on the side and Len and Falk are coming in because these are like doors from other areas. And Logan is with you. So
I hope Logan knows how to fire a gun. That would be something that would be useful in this situation.
This token's so big.
Yeah, they come in the wrong size.
It just goes, huh, Logan.
The tokens that are tied to PCs come in a particular size, but the art I made for each of them isn't that size, so it comes in a different one. Okay, so Honorine, is she going to enter or?
Yeah, she's entering. She's gonna follow the brawny people, so.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that she'll stick with actually I think she's gonna stick with oh, this is such a bad idea. She's gonna stick with Runa.
Okay.
I don't even know what
I mean,
I
y'all can
what-
cast
what I
fire
would
and
do.
lightning for defense.
So now here, yeah, there's gonna be like the sorcery side up here.
Yeah. Sorcery and poison.
Sorcery versus bare fisticuffs.
Okay. Heinzel is
terrible at
looking to
range.
come with her. He can be dissuaded with a persuasion check. Otherwise, he's coming along.
I don't have a coin to flip.
Oh, it's gonna be too stressful for him. Don't do it. Don't let him come.
So
Get him
so
safe.
when he moves to come with her, she's going to pause and kind of take him kind of by the hands, and kind of look him in the face and ask him, "Are you sure?" Knowing everything that's at stake and what's going on, are you sure?
He meets her gaze, and he still seems to be very lucid. And he says, I think once I knew how to fight, and I don't remember how much of it is still in me, but I know that I can be of use.
Okay, let's go. Stay close.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to keep Griselda off the map. That was the person that Gav was accompanying. She's staying topside with Zucker. They're making their way towards trying to find help from the guards and stuff like that.
Yeah, we need reinforcements.
Yeah, they're going to be working to get them. And let's see. Lastly is Hans. Where is Hans entering?
What did I pick? I think I picked Southwest.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think
Awesome.
that's what I picked.
I don't like those reactions.
That's not foreboding.
Because for me, you said interesting.
Okay. Odell is going down with you. He's the scalped man.
I don't trust him. What did he do?
Yeah. Let's see. Grabbing Hans. So.
It's tripping me up because we can't see the rest of the map. So I'm like, where are we?
Okay, so I'm about to do map reveals right now. Okay.
Okay.
So,
The giant map.
Hans and Len entering from this side. Len is still in human form, right? Okay. So, masks wise, so that's going to extend the range of vision to about there. Right. So that's what they can see north of them. And this is the corner of the Wachtturm building. All right. And I'm also going to, Rosa, now that she's like a little bit closer to the side, is going to see this much as well. So we'll do it all the way up to there. All right. Hans and Odell thunder down their stairs, and as they get there, like for a moment, your eyes are kind of adjusting, and you see placid, fetid water. And then the water breaks, and you see something start to rise up and out of it.
Nice.
And the guy who knows how to fight them's on the other side of the friggin' map.
Oh,
No, geez.
I don't like the way that looks.
I put a little picture of the monster in the chat earlier. It has an animation in the
yeah.
program that I made it in, and its tongue comes out like. Rah, rah, rah.
Oh, that's cool.
Which chat?
Cast chat.
In the cast chat.
Thank you.
Why is there a toothy goatsy in the water?
Okay.
Oh.
A quick question. Was Runa or Honorine at the autopsy?
Runa.
Runa was. Okay, cool. All right.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you are seeing in this corner is Hans Upman. He's been bound and gagged and looks fairly bloodied.
Runa is not up there. That's Rosa.
Oh, I dragged the wrong one. That's supposed to be Runa. It's the names. They got me.
Rosa's just dragged screaming through the air.
Ah!
Duke. Oh, hi, guy.
Animator versus animation style picked up by the cursor.
Startled Vidachi noises.
So this is Upman right here.
Yes.
Okay.
He's presently unconscious. He's not dead, but he is and it's there's like blood on him, but it's hard to say if it's his or not. Over
I think we have
here,
a pod person to deal with, guys.
over here is the person that you saw an autopsy of. And she spins as soon as she hears you guys coming down the stairs.
Cool.
Okay. All right. Stage set.
We can't let him die. He makes really awesome coats.
If you would like to exit and re-enter from a different side, you can do this. So if you're not engaged in combat, and it will take you a full turn to get to a different corner of the map.
Ooh.
Do you need panache rolls?
Yes, we're going to need a lot of panache rolls.
It would be really great to have Rosa here so we can clarify if this is a pod person or not.
Please remind me how. Well, no. Please remind me. Please teach me how all of this works.
Okay, so
I've not been here for any of the combats.
At the start of combat, everybody's going to roll their panache rating. That determines the actions that you take action on. So you're going to basically hold those dice. So if you have a panache of 3, you roll 3 dice and you act on the number of the value. So if you roll, like for example, in the last
9
one,
and a 6.
Okay, so you're going to act on 6 and 9. If you have combat reflexes, you can take 1 die and re-roll it after they've been rolled.
No, I don't believe I do. Which is weird.
She got the same
Good point. I'm gonna re-roll my 8.
We roll again every round, right?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
I remember that at least being a thing.
Yes.
Because you mentioned combat reflexes. Okay, so that's 6 and 5. I guess 5 and 6 for me. I re-rolled my 8.
Okay. Okay. There's going to be a lot of dice here that I'm rolling real quick just for all of my slew of NPCs.
I believe that would be a schlode at this point.
Yeah.
Stupid question before we go.
Stun?
Did the guy that I'm fighting, he told the other guys to do what? Get to the other side?
Yes, and he pointed, like he was pointing them over the water towards the northeast.
Okay. Because I have a plan.
Okay.
And they're not gonna like it.
Okay.
Because it has nothing to do with their TNs, but what's the TN of a boat?
5.
Yeah.
Oh. Combat
Do you
reflexes.
even need to do that?
Is...
Just flip? How big is the boat? Is it canoe size?
It's
a
enough to
large
have a brood
rowboat
squad.
size. It's what
Yeah.
you move cargo with.
Okay, focus.
Okay.
hope those guys can swim.
I don't.
I just like that.
I don't.
Okay, so this guy up here acts on 2, 8, and 9. So I will leave it to Honorine. If you were going in, Kathrina is willing to go along with you. So you can have Kathrina with you.
Sure.
Okay.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
Hey, Kathrina, is one of the animals you know T-Rex or something?
Anything.
You don't by any
She-
chance know
she-
giant sea serpent, do you?
The TN for a T-Rex would be way above a Novus's ability to hit.
She has drama dice.
She has narrative convenience.
No, I mean I would make her roll, but
Yeah, that's true.
okay. Give me 1 second. I'm getting physical dice so I can just do this real fast. You're right.
She looks grumpy. No wonder she's so mean.
Hmm.
The seal lady, the Selkie, that's gonna.
Oh yeah,
Oh, wreck us.
yeah. She does look angry.
She's not a pod person. She's a Selkie, so we'll see what she can do.
Yeah. So for
She's
all
not a
we-
Selkie. She was wearing a Selkie cloak.
Wearing a Selkie cloak. Okay.
Yeah.
for all we know, these males
So
stay and not pod people, and that means Rose is kind of useless when looking at their arcana.
You could check their death strands. Is Eric Caesar going to die right now?
I can't do anything to him yet.
I'm not saying you can do anything. You can just guarantee whether or not he survives this combat. Or guarantee that he dies during this combat. One of those two. It's one of the, 50-50 shot. You can't do anything about it. You can just know about it. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Are there any other questions? Who just killed Sarah?
Rosa just had a thought.
God, I
Oh,
hate those.
I put it in the chat, but since it's just for the sake of question time, combat reflexes is per panache cycle, right? Or is that once per combat?
That's per panache cycle.
Okay, cool.
Sorry about this. This is a monstrous thing that I've done to myself.
We have nobody to blame but you.
Really dumb. Um, see if I did pass me a favor. Got Kathrina's stats in here. Her future me a favor. I did not.
Can we? So I don't know if there's like walls or anything on the bridges. Can we directly see her?
Yes. So all of these are unwalled. You can dive into the water. The only walls are the things that are around the corners and the things that are surrounding the Dragon's Tooth itself.
Okay. Cool.
is she currently wet? She would be.
Her?
She had it. Yeah.
No. No, she's not.
Selkie bitch, no?
She was wet a little while ago, but she's not now.
Oh. It's one hell of a blow dryer.
She got into an altercation. So
Well, she's about to get into another one. I hope you have your spell slots ready.
I have a pointy stick.
It looks like there's no bridge down where I am.
there is not.
That's fun.
Guys, I'm here to help.
Oh shit.
I just laughed at that because I was like, that's the worst spot for Hans to start.
That's unfortunate.
It looks a little bit like a butthole.
Yeah, that's why I asked her why there was a goat.
Really
monster.
badly diseased tapeworm. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, there's no need for that.
It looks like teeth. That's all I'm gonna say.
Just
You know the
remember,
movie.
if you walk without rhythm, you won't attract the worm.
Okay, Priscilla is down here.
At least I know what Rose is gonna do on her turns.
Make out with Len.
Rosa, I love you, but we are not making out in the stinky part of the sewers.
So know what romance is. I'm old.
How bad does this turn out? We'll see when it happens.
So
Yeah.
is each square, is that a standard like 5-foot square?
Yeah, roughly. And there's a little measuring tape tool if you want to like measure your distance from somebody. Okay, Gab, what are your actions on?
Gav is going to pick up that big barrel that's in front of
No,
him.
what number are your actions on?
Oh,
I'm not
I
asking what
have
your
it-
actions are
I
yet.
have it in the thing. 1, 8, and 9.
Okay.
Same as the guy I'm fighting.
He goes on 2, 8, and 9, actually.
2, 8, 9. Perfect. Gav
Rosa,
is
what are your actions on?
Oh, sorry.
Rosa?
Muted.
She's on 4, 5, and 4. That's what she got.
Okay.
Her actions are 6 and 9.
Actually, those are my actions.
Looks
Not
like
even-
Sorry,
not
I
even
lost it.
slightly
4, 5, and
joking.
what? 4, 5, and 9? Sorry.
Hers are
4, 5, and
5.
4.
You got the same thing again?
Yeah.
Huh,
Same
that's
order,
impressive.
too.
I got 4, 5, 4 again too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honorine, what do you go on?
3, 8, double 10.
Damn.
You don't have to salute me for that. I'm fine without it.
Hey, Glory, you have your measuring thingy still up.
It's not up for me.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Did it go away?
What actions
Yes.
do Hans go on?
5 and 6.
Okay.
And 2.
And Runa,
1 and 10.
4 and 10?
1 and 10.
Okay.
That's crazy.
First and last.
Len, what do you go on?
2, 3, and 5.
Okay. And Arthur was what?
6 and 9. I'm not even joking. Those were my actual numbers.
Nice.
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 Somebody shopping at the
Nice.
Kirby Dice store.
Yeah, Bad
Okay.
Dragon sells dice now. You didn't know?
They're terrible. No flared bottoms.
Okay, and then the last thing is the tentacle monster.
So, are you gonna save yourself some pain and just keep your people that all the things you've had to roll on the same?
All of the minions except for the key people are going on different ones. So I would have liked to have done that, but it just doesn't really make sense in this setting because some people have more actions than others. Okay.
I
so,
mean, like in rounds.
Yeah, I'm not going to re-roll between rounds, and
Okay.
I think we can all save that if that's okay by everybody.
Yeah.
What I will do is I will let people with combat reflexes re-roll one every round if they would like to,
Oh, nice.
because that
Yeah,
seems
sure.
like an advantage as time goes on.
Fine by me.
Okay. All right. On one, Posen and Heinzel will have an action, as will Runa, and Odell.
And the Gav.
And Gav. I'm
Got
sorry.
a lot of one actions. Damn.
So, without an athletics check, I will let you move 25 feet in a round without a problem. With an athletics check, I will give you an additional 5 feet for every 10 you roll.
Are
Seems fair.
we allowed to move and do an action? Because I know I just need to get closer to do anything.
Yeah, you can basically do stuff on the run.
Okay.
Heinzel's action on one is he's moving towards Upman. He sees somebody bound and hurt and feels there's something that useful that he can do. Posen is holding her one action. Although like all of these are like if like Runa is like shouting like, kill that bitch or something like that, let me know and I will make changes.
Maybe not right this moment. I mean, Runa knows what she plans to do.
Okay.
Was that you saying it's my turn?
You have an action on one, so
Yes.
you can go ahead and take your action.
How much distance is each of like the boxes?
5 feet.
Cool.
And you don't have to move like linearly. Like you can jump across that, or you don't understand. Like if you go like let's see, where's the ruler thing?
I can't move. I can't move it.
If you go like this and then like that, that's going to be more movement. But if you just jump across, I will require an athletics check. And you can just go straight over there.
I don't think we can move our own tokens, by the way.
Oh, okay. All right. Tell me where Runa would like to move to.
Hang on. Yes. Okay. Right here.
Okay.
And then you know what it is. I already know Upman doesn't want to see this, but I don't care.
Okay.
Fury.
Go ahead. Your attack roll is it's your mastery level, or it's your knack to invoke it, and then your attack roll and your damage roll are both with your mastery level.
Yes. So I'm rolling to invoke it. It is my resolve plus fury, keeping my resolve. Yes.
Yes, that's
cool.
correct.
$27.
Okay, so it's invoked. So go ahead and make your attack roll. Her target number to be hit is a 30.
Okay. So then it's fury plus Mastery keeping mastery?
No. Or yes. It's your fury plus your mastery, keeping mastery.
That's not happening. But we'll see.
Actually, I am double checking on that real quick. Let me double check before you roll.
Okay.
This is why I wrote it down.
So that's a 5 keep 2. I don't think I can get 30 unless I get a lot of explodies.
Unless you use drama dice.
I could do
Yeah.
that.
Mastery degree plus Vilscap Knack, keeping your mastery degree. For both attack and damage.
Gonna use a drama die to increase my chances a bit.
Okay. So that will increase you to your mastery degrees to your Vilscap is 3, right? So you'll be at 6 keep 3 if you do that.
Yes. Oops. Ignore that. That didn't happen.
Yep.
Isn't it another kept die? With a
Yes.
drama die? So wouldn't it
That's why I'm keeping 3.
4? Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Okay.
Jesus.
Your lightning still like crackles across the wall, and you see like she's just very deft and very fast moving. She kind of like spins low, and you see she has a fencing blade in one hand and a knife in the other.
I hate it here.
Now you know how I feel.
For a moment she just kind of like blinks in like the crackle of lightning. Obviously, Gav, you're going to see the lightning crackle nearby. It's definitely going to illuminate that woman as it happens. And you
Here's Runa.
Yeah. You hear her in Vestin say, it's been a long time since I've seen that.
She's Vestin.
She says it with a Vestin accent.
Okay.
No less. This woman wearing an Eisen's face and walking with a selkie cloak on.
Like, is there a
No.
shape-shifting rune? No.
Okay, so that is the one actions, I believe. Gav has a one action as well.
Yes.
Sorry.
Quick question, is that boat you said it was large enough for, that squad of minions. Is it a deeply hulled boat, or is it the kind of thing that if I yeeted a keg full of gunpowder into the bottom, it would sink it?
It's designed to carry kegs of gunpowder. It was picked specifically for the purpose of transporting them here. It's a smuggling vessel. It's designed for cargo.
Okay, that defeats that idea. I was literally just gonna like basically anvil in the bottom of the boat kind of thing.
Punch it with your Cernith hand. Punch.
Is there currently gunpowder on the boat?
There's a barrel of gunpowder next to it. Like, if you zoom in on Gav, you'll see that he's right by a barrel.
Yeah. Okay, I guess my target is going to change. I am going to throw that barrel at the guy I've been fighting.
Donkey Kong him.
Yep. So,
do you have anything that gives you a bonus to improvise throwing attacks? They will help.
Dirty fighting.
No.
That's literally the rules for throwing things.
No. But like I'm saying, if you had a specialty in like throwing as a particular use of it.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't. Okay, so 6, keep 3. And it's less than man size, so I don't lose a die. What was the TN again?
To hit him is a target number 20.
25.
All right. So I'm going to do one of two things. You can either do damage by hitting him with a very heavy blunt object, or you can move him, do this as like a knockback where he's basically like throwing it and catching it, but it's big and heavy and he doesn't quite anticipate how strong Gav is.
I'm going to use it to throw him off his game.
Okay.
so that
Sploosh.
my next hit will be even worse. Or you know what
He
I mean.
splooshes into the water.
Okay.
And he goes under it along with the barrel. You've been through sewers all over Iceland. You don't like get down into the water every time, but there's a very limited number of them that are deeper than head height.
Mhm.
And you're realizing that you're in one.
That's sucks to be him, unless he either learns how to swim or isn't wearing metal armor.
He's not wearing metal armor. He's got a panzer hand, which doesn't qualify.
Really? That should.
It's super light.
No, they're not at Draken Iceland. This is regular sailing.
Oh.
It's just a single glove. You can
Yeah, it's
swim
not like he's
with a
wearing
single
40
glove
pound
or a single
cuirass.
boot or
Yeah, it's not like wearing a 40-pound cuirass.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought they were like you're literally it's grafted onto your arm. It's a giant metal piece of equipment that you're stuck with.
It's a gauntlet.
It's a spiky gauntlet. So.
I've made a mistake then. I have seen this entirely wrong for
It
so
is
long.
not a power fist.
So he does have the swimming neck, but he's disentangling himself from the barrel for his next action. So I'm just going to mark it off now so that I don't have to. He has, which is going to be his action on 2. He's still in the water for sure, though. Okay, so other actions on 2. All right. Margot is moving as her action.
Good. Someone to talk to.
And I think that might put her into the site where Gav can now see Margot.
I can see her.
Okay. All right.
Good. I was hoping we could have chat.
And she kind of glances to the side, and on her action, she's shouting, like, light the wicks, light the wicks.
Don't light the wicks.
Len has an action on 2. That minion had his action on 2.
Len is booking it. We'll do the, let's see, 30 should be about here. So let me get him there. And then you said we can get an extra 10 feet for each 10 rolled for the athletics check, like just straight 3 athletics or
Athletics plus finesse. So where did you want to move to? Highlight it again.
I moved him. He's here. That's 30.
Okay. I'm just
where he was.
my token. Oh, actually, did you put your own token on the board?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
then
I figured
I'm going to do
doing
that.
it myself would just be a little more efficient. Said you got a dinner and a movie before you get to Touchland like that. So we're gonna do the 6 keep 3 to see if we can squeeze a little more out of here. 21, so we can get an extra 20 feet.
No, an extra 10 feet. 5 feet per.
Oh,
10.
I thought you said 10 feet per 10. My bad. Yeah, so an extra. So we'll just barely catch up to Arthur before Arthur goes booking it.
Okay. Logan has an
relay
action
baton.
on 2. He sees his father across the bridge, bleeding, and he's moving towards him.
Not a straight line, Logan.
So there's 20 feet and another 5. So he's going to get to about, yeah. He's going to get to about there. Okay, and Fischler also has an action. There's 18. There's 7. Just because I'm not trying to like weight everything down. He's not making an athletics check at this point. He's still kind of getting his bearings. Okay. Rose is seeing smoochy distance. All right, so that's actions on, I think that's everyone's action on 2. Is that right?
Yeah, I only have the one. I have a 1 on 3 though, so.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so on 3, I'm just going to do some of these as they're easier. Gav is going to see a very well-built Eisenman with a face that looks like it's taken a pickaxe or two to it in his time. And he kind of moves out of the shadows and he hefts one of the barrels as effortlessly as Gav does. There's
Sorry, where at?
let me just reveal
Yeah.
a little bit more.
Because the best square I can see is this one here. Okay. It's Heinzel's evil twin.
Greetle?
Okay. Oh, also, I missed that Odell down here as an action on 1. He is holding it and just like kind of looking at Hans. The look on his face is like, "We're not doing this, are we?" As the thing is like slithering through the like the tentacle. The mouth doesn't move, but like the tentacles are moving towards the both of you.
Ugh. Pass on that guy.
Yeah. On his 1, he says, "I have a gun and no arm." Like it's impossible for him to reload. Does
Oh
that make
no!
sense?
Oh my god.
Only you didn't do the naughty thing you did. You'd have magic.
Okay. So
Tell me what horrible crime you committed, and I'll debate whether or not to push you in.
okay. So that's Oliver 2's. That was the first 3. Margot also has a 3.
Because what if
And she's moving down here. This area is kind of illuminated because light is spilling out of here, and you can see the interior of the Wakund. And she is like holding up her hand as someone inside throws a gun to her. She doesn't act again until 8. Philip has acted. Katharina's first action.
I can. I think probably you guys could too, considering it's just across the water.
Okay, so Katharina is jumping out of Honoree's purse on 3, and jumps straight towards the water.
Okay, bye.
And you see her like starting to like transform midway there. I'm making a quick roll for her. She is spending a drama die on this. Oh, she just barely made it. Okay, I don't have a token for this. So what I need you to imagine is that in this space right here, the cat transforms into what you can only describe as like a small draken. Literally like dragon size, large enough to like be a bridge unto herself from this side here to this side here. And Posen's reaction is to immediately spin and like orient herself towards what she considers the largest danger. Not realizing that like Katharina is trying to help.
How do you say I'm not a danger in Orca/Dolphin?
She's a draken. A dragon.
Oh, that's even. Then yeah, I'm just imagining only coming out with dolphin voices. That's the issue.
Honorine, please let her know. Let her know.
I mean, I have a move on 3.
Okay. This is your action as well.
Yeah, I have an action on 3. I would like to hold the action, but can I speak while holding my action?
Yes.
So Honoриne's going to shout to Posen, the dark, like she's gonna point out Margot, because with the echoes and everything, we've heard her yelling like light the wicks, right?
Yes.
The one that's trying to light the explosives, her.
Okay.
The dragon is a friend.
Okay. Posen is then giving up her held action. And let's see. Okay, she's making a big athletics check.
Oh no.
She's got to go 50. Jesus, that'd be a target number 50. Actually, that might
What if
be.
she just stands on the dragon's back and shoots?
Eisner sort of like have a whole reputation as like dragon hunters and stuff like that. Like she's not real comfortable like using a dragon as a friendly mount.
We're all outside our comfort zone right now.
Except for Gav, he loves this place.
I'd really love it if she stayed close so I could heal her if she needs it, but that's fine. This is fine.
Okay, so she's going big, so she's going for the target number 50 athletics check. Damn. 41. Okay, so she's 5 feet short. So since she was shooting for a target number 50 to get the necessary movement, well, no, I've been giving it to you guys without calling the number, right? So she's going to get 4 out of 5. So she's going to be like right here, pretty much balanced on the top of the dragon's head, looking like she's questioning her life choices, but very, very close to Margot now.
Only now she's questioning her life choices after the night she's had?
She's not really a woman who spends a lot of time doubting herself.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is our very temporary dragon.
It's a cute temporary dragon.
All right, we are 15 minutes out, by the way. This is I'm just moving this so that Posen is on the dragon now. And Kathrinia looks as surprised as anybody else.
Wait a minute, this worked?
Up here, this lady's reaction is definite shock and surprise.
Which lady? The
lady in green.
This one? Okay.
Yeah, of the appearance of a dragon. This gives
The one
you
with a target number 30 to hit.
Yes. Okay. So I think that wraps us up for 3s. Am I right? Does anybody else oh no, Logan has a movement. Which I think is going to let him catch up to his dad. Yeah. Okay. Logan's up there. And Len has an action on 3. Honoring, you still have your action on 3 that giving the directions didn't take it.
I just went ahead while everything else was going on and moved Len and made the athletics check to get the extra 10 movement, so he got onto the bridge.
Okay.
Everything's going to explode by the time he actually gets up there to do anything, but by God, he's going to try.
I'm still holding my action. I'm holding for defense just in case.
Okay. Let's see. Over here, the tentacle monster is reaching towards making one quick roll. Okay, it's reaching towards Hans. What is your target number to be hit, Hans?
Double check. That is 20.
Okay. It drags one of the guards into the water because you have a brute squad. So you lost one of the 5 members of your brute squad.
Damn.
I hope it's one that you didn't like.
Yeah, it's like instantly popped like popcorn into the thing's mouth.
He was only 2 days from retirement.
Greg.
Actually, they're all kind of rookies, so he's like, this was his first assignment.
Yeah.
Not private red shirt.
All right. So
And he's just been waving those skull and bone flags around all the time. Man, just never thought anything like that would happen to him.
okay.
Grim
as
Reaper
far as-
flags? I don't know how to describe a death flag very well.
Okay, we have 4 actions on 4, 2 of which are Rosa's. One is Kathrinia. She's going to be moving forward with Posen still on her. You described Margot as the danger. And so she's coming up to the edge of this and swiping at Margot. What is Rose laughing about?
Rose's plan.
No, at least it didn't go into Twitch chat.
That's what why? Oh. Yeah, because Len ended up running off before Rosa could do this.
No.
If you wanted to have like a drive-by smooching, you can do that.
No, because
Okay.
unfortunately it's a bit of a ritual, and
Yeah.
it is a little bit of a ritual. So yeah, I'm sorry to do this to you, Arthur. Rose is gonna take off her mask and just what's your full name?
Arthur Wolf?
Arthur Wolf.
Arthur Isaac Wolf.
Arthur Isaac Wolf. Arthur Isaac Wolf. Arthur Isaac Wolf, and she's gonna grab you and kiss you. What do I need to roll again for luck?
You're rolling your swords plus your resolve.
Okay, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep 3. $43.
Yeah, I expected that to be exceptional. The roll. Arthur's reaction is going to be very different.
And no double exploding. So, okay, so he's going to get 4 bonus swords dice, and you are going to take just shy of, you're going to take,
How many
oh,
more?
wait.
I already have 3.
No, I'm sorry. It's for every 15 he gets bonus die. So he gets 2 bonus die, and you're taking negative die for every 10, right? So you get 4.
I get 4.
Oh, that sucks.
10.
2 off really hurts there. So how many curse dice is that up to you for swords?
7.
Cool.
Do not make
Arthur's immediate reaction is very much, "Whoa, lass! Well, I hardly think this is the appropriate time for a shag." And not interested as well.
Fucking jackass.
None of that came out except
Part of the
fucking
plan.
jackass.
Do me a favor real quick though, Sarah. Roll 2k2. Just because when you took your shot before, you might have gotten rid of a curse die. There was no chance you were going to hit because you were aiming at a spot with nothing in it. But
7.
nope, still got them all. Okay. Okay, so and you have 1 more action on 4. So what are you doing with it?
Is it a quick, swift kick to the testicles?
No, because I don't fight. It's proceedingly like throwing you towards the so kiss. You say something to fluster her, and she throws you back basically onto the bridge to get you out of her face.
I mean, do I have to say I'm resisting going on the bridge, or because I'm not?
You can move 5 feet as her action. She
I'm
doesn't have the strength to
wondering-
like fully toss you.
I'm wondering how many burly men that bridge can hold, honestly.
Yeah, that's my. There's
Seeger at least is on the very end of it, so the most of his weight isn't there.
Well, it's only 3 burly men. Logan's not that. So
Logan's
it's like 3 and a
getting
half. 3 and a half. That's not bad.
Okay, so we're
Yeah,
gonna move.
quarters.
We're gonna move you
Arthur's
there
a
for the
good
start
teacher.
of the action. Okay, so we are out of time for tonight, and like an extra half hour is not going to do it. So this is going to have to be a two-parter.
Can my action just be to go across the bridge? I have nothing else. I mean, like both my actions. I have nothing until I can do.
What are
get
your
within swinging distance
actions
of someone.
on?
6 and 9. So, but we're
Nice.
going to pick up on 5 for the
Yeah,
next.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say
I'm stuck there for a while.
for sanity.
Okay. So, all right. So that was Fox. I crave violence. Sorry, I would normally be happy to give you the gift of violence on your birthday, but because I know this is going to be a while, and because we got off to a little bit of a late start, I don't want to keep people too late. It's already 9 o'clock here, so and if it was like something where we were going to wrap up imminently, that'd be different, but we're not. So the let me go ahead and so I'm going to do a fairly quick curtain close, which is because I know we're right in the middle of action. We're going to pick up next Sunday. I hope everybody can make it back. If you can't make it back, I can either like kind of write your character out of the scene, or just run their actions for you using what I think would be the most reasonable thing. But we'll figure that out after the call or
We nominate
after the
Arthur.
session.
Are we doing nominations?
Yeah, let's do nominations.
I nominate Arthur for the like. Whoa, this isn't the time.
Arthur.
That was funny. That was good.
Definitely Arthur.
Because it was so
I can
combat
only
focused, let's just
I
do
can
the
only
one
otherwise
nomination for
Tomback's Len, but yeah. Woo.
yeah,
they'll
I'm
have
just
a
gonna do
talk
one for
later.
Arthur tonight. And I'm gonna give everybody 4 experience because there is combat, there's risk going on. I intend one way or the other to wrap this combat up at the end of the next session. So we're like, if it goes into narration, it goes into narration, but I don't want to have like 3 sessions of turn-by-turn combat. So
That's fair.
Yeah.
So, but for everybody who's in the audience watching, I know there's a couple new people who are popping in, a couple returning visitors. Once again, happy birthday, Fox. Thank you for coming and joining us on Dirty 20. I can't wait to see your one shot happening, and your game that you've talked about a lot. So, looking forward to that. As far as us getting out of here, the world right now is a really hard place, harder for some than others. If you don't have the space to be kind to people, be nice to everyone. That's the best thing that you can do to pay it forward. So thank you very much. We'll see you next Sunday, and we're out. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.